Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, everybody? It is Thursday, July the 4th, session of Chart Talk. I'm very happy with us. Those joining on YouTube, and of course, our fam in Discord. Everybody's doing well. What's up, Navy Plum? Good morning. What's up, Eddie Mintium? Good to see you. Starting to trickle in here. Let me get over chat. There we go. Screen start. All right. You're good across the board, Discord and YouTube. Let's get going. Let's not waste any time. Got plenty to talk. All right. So, what's up, Navy Plum? Good morning. Well, what's up, Eddie? Good morning. All right. So, what are we looking at here on S&P futures? ES again. We always like to use this as a barometer to figure, which shouldn't be much question at this point. Are we buying the dips? Are we shorting the rips? All that good stuff. Should we be bullish or bearish? Obviously, every dip is being bought still. Things continue to move higher. We're flipping resistances to supports, setting in some new support levels, and continuing to make our way up through these fib extensions that I've had on ES for quite a while. It's a nice, push over back test of this 63 extension from a while back, and then continued higher off of that yesterday going into today, and seems to be flipping higher levels of support now as breaking over those. So market continues to look very strong, strong to quite strong, and there's really not a whole lot else to say about it. Just continue to look for the right opportunities on the right names to buy those dips. Market should assist you in those trades as our way toward the end of buy. Sorry, something caught in my throat there. A little bit of water. All right. So let's get to some trade plan recaps, and then we'll start working on new trade plans here this morning. So maybe you guys are early birds. You could pick whatever you want, and we'll wind up taking a look at it at this point. But let's get moving on this. So Dell, we did. Actually, I should probably start with last Thursday order. Oops, that's not what I'm here. So we did last Thursday. We did SoFi. SoFi again, not really a great confirmed break to the upside here. Did give us a break down through some price targets, pushed right back up to the stop loss, or sorry, the put entry level there on Tuesday. Ran into a little bit of resistance there, but now it seems to be using the 200 SMA for leverage, starting back here and pushing up through yesterday on into today. So SoFi looks like it's going to try to push for that 2214 all entry level, and over that we could see a break and maybe even push for a new 52 high. So keep your eyes on SoFi. It has been a strong name as of late. Good name for folks to pay attention to. So this one again looks like it might make a push for the upside based on how price action is moving, and obviously as long as the market decides to cooperate, which I don't see any, it wouldn't at this point. MU was also from last Thursday's live stream. This one did give us a dump straight down to P1 before the market even. Actually, let's zoom in on see when that was actually right after market open. A couple of 15-minute candles. We got our break below, back test, and then straight down to PT1 within that single 15-minute candle. So a nice move down there. But let's see how right now. Definitely running into some trouble with these SMAs and that put entry right there at 110. So MU might be a name to just watch for now. If you're willing to take a shot at downside in this 110, call it 111, 200 SMA holding as resistance and rejecting us down lower, try to play the downside. In which case, okay, that would I wouldn't be against doing that, even though it's kind of countering the market momentum. MU is looking gonna see a strong name. So that's SoFi and MU. Let's get to this past Tuesday's tickers. We had Dell from the live stream on today. Zoom in this one actually a little bit as well. I think this one would have been an interesting buy the dip. A little bit risky, but we got a nice liquidity sweep below the put entry here at 123.5. Never closed that 15-minute candle below. Following 15-minute candle held up as well, opened right on that level and pushed higher. Continued to hold that into the after hour session yesterday, and now it looks to be breaking out from this downtrend that it's been dealing with. The Dell is definitely an interesting name to watch for a potential move to the upside and continuation after breaking over this downtrend. So keep your eyes on it. Um, Obviously, we get better confirmation over 130.14, but I think there's a potential early entry there at over 128.15. Get a good confirmed break over that and the 200 SMA here on the head. I'd be intrigued at actually starting a small position on Dell and considering averaging up once we get a confirmed break over the call entry. But so far, perfect, well, near perfect hold with a little liquidity sweep there of our put entry level as support, bounced and pushed through that downtrend. So Dell trying to get some traction to upside. We also did yesterday. This one was very quick moving downside. Let's again talk about this, make sure that everyone's on the same page. So first candle into the open, confirmation yet, and then the very next candle essentially went from the put entry all the way down to one that's really that I'm not interested in trading. I'd be looking more for some kind of a rejection, backtest rejection off of our put entry there at 709.76. Somebody did ask me yesterday, does it still look like a good entry for puts on Meta? A couple of things that I noticed is that it was breaking over the 200 SMA. It is support as it was going up to test that, so that's kind of a sign that it might be trying to switch directions. Then also on the hourly chart, take a look at this. This candle was the one that was starting to test as a back test. I said, if you see a rejection, we get an hourly close below 709.76, maybe it'll reject and make a move back down, but I wasn't super confident about it. If it said very specific criteria that were not met, playing that back test rejection, I mentioned those in the chat yesterday. Ultimately, it gave us a break above and back test on the other side, support right here, and then it's pushing up toward entry and 33 SMA, providing a little bit of resistance here. What's up, Chris? Good morning to you, brother. How are you? What's up, Mega Chew? Looks like Tony Chopper. And Mark. What's up, Mark? Mark. So Meta, again, very strong, very good recovery after that dip there Tuesday morning. And then last but not least, Home Depot. This one played out very nicely for us. Let me again chart here. It's a little easier to see this stuff. So Home Depot started the day again kind of too fast. First 30 minutes already up to P1, not loving that. But ultimately gave us a pull back to the 333 SMA right here in the heart of the buying pressure of the bullish flag on NTS. Caught the bottom there yesterday and is now, or sorry, not yesterday, Tuesday, the day after we did this trade plan. There yesterday ran right up to our third price target and seems to be rejecting. So what is that? We literally couldn't have nailed that top any better. I think the day yesterday was 377.88. We were 77.3. I'll give myself 5 cents of grace on that. Exactly perfect, and we really called that a entry all the way to the top and seeing a little bit of a pullback here pre-market. So great trade if you followed the plan on Home. All right, let's get to some new ticker request. Yeah, home builder stocks are definitely hot right now. Great trade. Way to follow the plans as always, Chris. It is. The best, I don't want to say that. It is a fantastic way to start to get an understanding of how you should be trading by following. Obviously, making some good process while you're learning instead of losing your learning. So, use these plans to your advantage. Find different ways to leverage the levels. Look for those confluences that we always talk about. Um, always keep your heads on a swivel. Stick to the plans, and you should be fine. What's up, Veritas, over on the YouTube side of things? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's get some ticker requests in, folks. Chris is in here to jump right in. Nice, nice. Happy to see people making money. Listen, nobody ever blew their account selling for profit, right? So don't worry about it. It's the psychological side of holding for the totality of a move, sticking to the charts and moving up your stops. Um, is one of the hardest things to really master in trading. So just continue to work on it. Very focused on your plans, and at the end of the day, you will find positive results. And when you don't find positive results, you'll be able to have a very candid, chart based reflection on what possibly went wrong and how you perhaps manage things differently or spotted false entries, whatever the case. All right, so let's get to these ticker requests, folks. Start dropping them in the chat. Chris is in here with coin, so we'll start with that while I'm working on coin. Go ahead and start putting your other ticker requests. We'll try to get to as many as we possibly can before about 9. Went a little bit of extra time this morning for the SPY plan with SPY continuing all-time highs. Visit all my fib extensions and just make sure everything still looks good, or if I adjustments, as those are our best guess at where we will find resistance at level literally never. All right, so first look at coin. Say I have support and resistance. I have well behind us at this point. Very nice break over back test of that prior all-time high from back here, pushing up coin off of 69.7, but clearly we have some support and resistance. We see here probably also some good extensions that we do. So let's get to work. Start zoomed out a little bit. I'm not far out high on the time frames here because I can tell just by limited time that coin is traded up at these levels. We're not going to see much on the weekly or the daily chart. So 4 hours probably this time frame. Leverage. Then it's interesting. Sure. Stay there. Yeah, that was current market hour. This is our current high, specifically for that reason. This is also an interesting small level. Not totally convinced on it. Is it that? Let's go back. 4 hour chart. It's fine. That sticks out. The hourly. It's interesting. Totally yet, but okay. Digging all of that. Let's go to totally confused by fire right there. It's good. About there. It's needed. Staying possibly. This isn't. All right. Good. Go. Lock in this trade plan. See if we need extensions. We might still, but I'll do those if needed. It's needed. Clear downtrend that it was in. There. So perfect of a downtrend. See, but that seems to have broken. Sort of back tested, trying to put higher here. The coin looking like it might want to move. Excuse me. All right, we're going to take a shot at this. Over 407.4. There is an hourly level right here. Test over that. Excuse me, God. Something scratching my break here. As good as a stop loss. Second target 435. If I do that, let's take a look just to see this fib extension set up. It's been higher or equal. This does look trend probably. Let's see. Figure out origin, the current trend. Good rate. So trend just to all back. Would give us potential targets. Up here, the question is getting a little too bold by assuming we have a price target beyond the current all-time high there, 7. I think we are, actually. Let's not be greedy. Want to hold a runner for some of the fib extensions. Make sure your stops are deep profit at that point. Swinging at that point. Okay, so that's the upside sorted. Let's get to this downside trade plan. This might be a little aggressive. It's downside. There's a window of opportunity. Provides a decent starting risk reward. Shot at it. We'll keep a tight stop though. Aggressive entry. Price target down. It was a. It looks like third target for the downside. 62. 1, 2, 3 to the side. All right, kind of lopsided looking plans and levels, but it is what it is. Chart looks like it's trying to tell me, so go with that. All right, let's get the locked in. 7 quarter for 7, 3, 6. Stop. 7, 8, 7, 65. 7, good. Real quick. Okay. Pull that. Oh, small. All right. Solid, doesn't it? Is your coin and of course chat. Message link. Cool. Template. Get our set. Cool. All right. So let's talk through this time. What are we looking for here on coin? We are looking for a break above 407.24. It should give us price targets at 422, 8, 435, 80, and 444, 70 with a stop loss 623. The downside, we're looking for a break below 389.47, which should give us targets at 20, 69, 57, and 362.05 with a shared stop loss average upside trade plan 623. Trade plan. Let's go. Thanks for the request, Chris. AI was the next request from Eddie. Home trade. A little encouraged. Okay. Let's take a look. AI. does have some, yeah, quite a bit of history on it. Zoom out, start there, so I can focus as their time frame. Just want price action. Stuff. Funny. Fingers are up to mind. Some interesting, totally same thing. Levels over 36. So there. Interesting. Technically, it's valid, but not confirmed on this trend. I'll leave it on eye on it. Kind of stock it. All right. Here, it's like staying below daily right here. Let's check this out. Some better. I saw a few in touch, so we'll stay there. So it's a little bit more, open up a better window opportunity. See, this isn't thinking about targeting. It's actually all right. You like a breakover. Some do 31.56 or 32.16. Actually, what I think is that happens when you're working off the weekly chart. Are interested in learning support and resistance and how to draw that. Times when you're zoomed out, see is lacking. Small adjustments on tiny adjustments on smaller time. So that's what I was trying to say. All right, I do like those as PT1, 2. Curious. Eyeballing this, was thinking maybe it was too tight of a stop loss, but I think it's the right level. Give us a really good risk reward. So aim small, miss small. And third price target right here, clearly on. So looking 10% upside to hit all of our targets. Ooh, here. A overall market move. Going back a little bit. Interesting. Okay. Although got caught up extremely fast. Evidence that we are clearly in a buy the dip market. That I was talking about. Boy, it's spazzing out here. Some kind of catalyst probably just took place. Not shocking that it's happening right at a pretty strong resistance level that we're going to potentially use as a strong support level. Should we break over 3001? So I say this all the time in the chats. Charts precede the news. Again, up against resistance. I don't see, at least on the app, it says that that was a good spot to look for a rejection. Resistance level for sure. Well, let's hope this doesn't start playing out the level before we can even open. Okay. First price target. Stop average. Stack. Here at 4. Down level. I would set my first target 671. Second price target. Out the recent PA will change my mind about pretty common those levels. I do another weak level that does need a small adjustment. In which case, third price target. See if this holds. Going into the open, let's get this locked in. Trade plan. One on 40, 30. Seven, 670. Shared stop loss. This one. Just this offset. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look over there. All right. Let's try this again. Good. Oh. this up. Good. Let's see if our put entry holds. This is our AI stream plan. Chat. Cool. So let's talk through this one last time. What are we looking for here on AI? We're looking for a break over 30.01. Should give us targets at 31.40, 32.16, and on 33.09 with stop loss average down at 2. Downside, we're looking for a break below 27.57. That should give us targets at 6.71, 25.80, and 24.80. Stop loss average 28.24. Those are your AI trade plans. All right, let me take a quick look. I have time. I'm not going to have time to do trade plans. I do want to take a look at what's going on with buy and potentially add additional extensions and stuff like that in time. For then, quick look here. Gardle asking about Wolf. One thing I'll say, Wolf being a crypto miner, be very careful with crypto miners. They just have, seems like a while ago, strongly disconnected from Bitcoin, or movements of Bitcoin, I should say. I would say that 484 looks like a really good buy the dip level, just based off some of the recent price action. It's definitely riding the SMAs to the upside. Let's zoom out. It's a little, yeah, it's overall bullish. I would like to see a dip down to that, yeah, 485, 484 level. I'd buy that dip. I'd have my stop at 460. That's probably the best setup I could on kind of all this chop that's happening up here. I'd rather catch a bottom than try to catch a potential top that just winds up in, sideways consolidation and volatile. So that's a quick take on Wolf. We did cover MU earlier on the stream, Mega Chew. Hopefully you caught that. We're making it through it. Probably. So it was just over this morning. Yeah, so we just covered MU earlier in the stream. Again, this one's looking a bit bearish, especially below the 200 SMA here. Where am I? There's the levels we were using. So yeah, it's down below the put entry here. Seems to be back testing. Honestly, I don't hate this as a back test entry for the downside, as holding below that one. So put that in the for what it's worth category for you, Mega Chew. And then let me take a quick look at full, and then I spy plan. Bull making fantastic moves off that 333 SMA here to 828. Was watching this yesterday, 15-minute. A really nice buy the dip opportunity. yesterday off of NTS there, so it's taken us up to P1 from the trade plan we did for Worth. Looking for a break over 1693. I don't remember how long ago this trade plan was put in place, but we're looking for a move over 1693 to 1828. We clearly hit that and found resistance, pulling back a bit this morning. Nice confluence down there at 1693. That could be a nice buy the dip level on bull. So your eyes. All right. With that being said, folks, I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning. I do need to get to work on the SPY plan. So we will be back next Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, and I am going to do a live stream this Sunday, probably Sunday afternoon. I'm thinking maybe around like 2 o'clock or something like that. So it's sort of, later in the day, gives folks in any time zone opportunity to join. So we'll do a couple of hours, probably from 2 to 4 p.m. this Sunday. I will post the details for that in the calendar here in Discord and on the Xtrades app calendar. So keep your eyes on that for confirmation and how to join. But I am going to try to continue with doing those the last Sunday of every month. Doing just a 2 hour free form Q&A, trade planning, whatever you guys want me to spend some time talking about, we'll spend time talking about. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Please show up Sunday if you're able to. If not, come back next Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. when we'll be back for the next Chart Talk Live pre-market session. Thank you so much again for joining me. I think I've said that enough at this point. So as we always say here on Chart Talk Live, plan your trades, trade your plans, go out there and get some green. Keep those wins big, keep those losses small. Remember, we're looking for profits, not perfection. Everybody take care. Have a great day. I will see you all in the chats, and I will see you on the next stream, hopefully this Sunday if you can. Take care. Have a great day, everybody.